So here we are then, we're on our way now to Pointe du Hoc, and the time is 11 minutes past 7 in the morning on the 6th of June 1944, and at this time the Rangers, around about 225 Rangers, land at the Pointe du Hoc. They were due to be at this position at 6:30, but due to a navigational error, I believe they mistook the Pointe de la Raz per se. They were 40 minutes late getting to the Pointe du Hoc. They were struggling against the tide, which was sweeping around this bay, coming from us in the west and heading east. So they were struggling against the tide. So they were delayed by 40 minutes to get here. And they would land at beneath this the cliffs here of the Pointe du Hoc, and we'll just have a quick flyover. Anyone who's not seen this is quite amazing. You can see on this satellite imagery that Microsoft Flight Simulator has, you can still see the bomb craters. This place was heavily bombarded. It was believed there was several large guns here. The Pointe du Hoc hit both Utah Beach and Omaha, and hit targets out to sea. So it was obviously important that it was knocked out, and so the Rangers had to land on this beach below us here on the left and climb up these cliffs up, and you can see the potted nature of the ground. See if we can come back around again and let's do some maneuvers here. Now you can see the potted nature there of the scarred marks. And this beach here is where the Colonel Rudder's Rangers landed. Now, because they were late getting there, 40 minutes late, they had a Company C, I believe it was, were due to come ashore here to reinforce them, but they were to wait for a signal to come from this point. But because they were late, the Company C never got that signal, so they moved in to their secondary objective, and that was to take their landing craft and go to Omaha. So the first wave of Rangers hitting the Pointe du Hoc are not reinforced. It turns out, though, that the guns aren't there. The Germans realised that the position is, as you can see from the pot marks, pretty much unattainable. And so they have actually been moved inland a bit. So Company C then move with their LCAs. They're going with the tide now. They move down, and their objective now is to join up with the Rangers that were going to be landing at Charlie sector, which is to the west of Dog Green. And help out those rangers, get up onto these cliffs, which you can see below us, and then follow that road you can see there up back to Pointe du Hoc and support the rangers there from the from inland. What happens though is by the time they get down here, it's around about 7:30, 6:45, 7:30. Out in the sea are some craft that have these, I suppose, beach coordinator people. They have been getting messages back from the landing craft trying to land people at Dog Green and realise that Dog Green is an absolute mess. So they get told not to land at this area here, which we can see where they're below us now. They were told to bypass Dog Green and come in the middle of this, between the two draws here in sector, which is known as Dog White, end of Dog Green, beginning of Dog White. And this allows, if you remember, we did a talk about Lieutenant General Cota. He does his, he came ashore about this time, 7:30, in the Dog White sector. And he says his now famous line, you know, there's only two types of people on this beach. There's those who are dying and those who are going to die. And then he finishes it with the line, you know, let's go, Rangers lead the way. And he can say that because these Rangers have moved down and come ashore here, and then the Rangers would okay, I'm a bit disorientated here. There we go. The Rangers would then scale these bluffs at Dog White, eastern end, Dog Green. So we're talking in this sort of area where my white dot is looking now. We're talking in this area here. And this sort of line here is probably where they came up. Let's just pause here, let's jump out, have a look. So, the section we're talking, Dog White, is this bit here. And this is where the Rangers would have come ashore. The other Rangers, they were coming in at a place called the Charlie sector, which is this section here. So their job was to scale these cliffs or come up this draw here, get up these lines, and take out this Vistander nest at the top here, which was Vistander nest 73, 74, one of the two. I think 73 might be this one. It was on the top of this bluff here. And they managed to get up here at around about 7:30. 7:40, we have 73 soldiers from the NLCI, landing craft infantry. They get killed when their craft is hit by a mine. It might also be that there's a combination of are being hit by artillery as well. One of the two happened, probably mine first, then artillery, because the boat's in stationary. And 7:45, the Rangers got to the top of Pointe du Hoc cliffs, and they managed to establish a headquarters in a crater around an anti-aircraft battery on the sort of the western edge. Okay, let's move now and have a look at some other locations. We'll move a little bit further west. Let's get us the new scroll up. Okay, 7:45. Germans. We have a sources, transcripts from the day, because the Germans had communication lines. They had observers in towers, churches, in bunkers, and a whole sort of artillery observation network. And from these reports, we learn that at 7:45, they are reporting that there are 6 US tanks had broken through in the area between WN 70 and 66. And this is at the same time that the Rangers are arriving. The 5th Rangers Battalion arrives at Dog White, Dog Green. So when we're talking about, let's just pause here, WN 70, then, as I say, we've got 74 is where this camp is, or whatever that is. 73 is here. This here is 71, and 70 is in this area where these, I believe, where these trees are. They're kind of you can see traces of trenches, and it's in this kind of area here, I believe. You can see some Tobruk's. It's probably something here. This looks like some remains of some sort of bunker. And 66 is it's this back here. Which is it's on, it's kind of, it's this eastern entrance. This is the Les Moulins draw, and 66 is in this area here. So we're getting reports that tanks have landed in this area, and this is from the Germans themselves. Okay, let's jump back in the chopper. So the first reports, confirmed reports that we get, that the Americans have actually made it to the tops of these bluffs, comes at around 8 o'clock. It might have happened sooner in some other places, but this is the first time the Germans have actually reported it. And that comes at the Verstandenes number 60, which is on the far... it's on the far eastern side of Omaha. It's in the Fox Red sector. So we're currently going along easy red. And then when we get to the Colville draw, you can basically... this Colville draw, just remember this is Fox Green. And then just beyond from the eastern edge of the draw to a little valley that comes shooting down, it's Fox Red. This is where Lima Company of the 16th Infantry Regiment and Item Company. So this valley here basically marks the eastern edge of Fox Red. So if we sweep back, we can see this Verstandenes Nest 60, and that is dominating the high ground on the eastern end of the beach. And so at 8 o'clock, the Germans are reporting that the US troops have basically got up onto these cliffs here, and you can see this Verstandenes Nest just now on the left, on the edge. Let's just jump out here then, without crashing. So this here is Verstandenes Nest 60. And you can see remnants of the trench system. Gun emplacements, machine gun to Brooks. And you can see the view that they have from this position. And remember, most of these trees weren't there because they were cut down to provide beach obstacles. 809 now, we moved on to 809. All the DD tanks that were on the way to Fox Green are sunk. And this is when we get reports, 820, the Grenadier Regiment, the 726th, report that the 88mm gun at WN61 is out of use. So that's the one that got knocked out by the tank or the destroyer. And they're also reporting landing craft are now in front of WN 37 and 37A. Now I'm not I could look it up, but it's in this area here. They're probably smaller strong points. Okay, let's head back. So we're going to take a little break here right now, and what I'm because what I want to do is I want to fly over and try and find a battery which was called the Macy battery. And this is because at 8:24 the US troops are reporting that they're being targeted from the Macy battery. And so I'm going to end this episode here. I'll see you in the next one, and we're going to try and find this Macy battery. So the time is 8:24. It's the 6th of June 1944. And we'll be back trying to find this this artillery that's targeting the troops on the beach. If you like this content, please like and subscribe, and I can do more. It's only a small channel, so it means a lot. And I will see you in the next episode.